You're joking, aren't you? It's the Teesside chef. Now then, everybody. Eggs in snow. Cloud eggs. Whatever they're called. And as sure as eggs is eggs, whatever that means, this is the best way to cook an egg. And I'm going to give you the lowdown on the showdown and how it's going to go down making these. So give your heads a shake and let's get started. So first up, we're going to need to separate our eggs. Chilled eggs work best here, so get them in the fridge the night before if you can, and if you can't, well, just crack on with it. It'll probably be all right. Got this recipe off a lass I picked up in Blazers one night in 1991. Top venue Blazers, by the way. Kinda like Middlesbrough's version of Studio 54, or the Ministry of Sound in its pomp, where all the beautiful people hang out. I remember the year because it was when Bryan Adams was at #1 for a billion millennia. Anyway, she looked like that pop star. What was that pop star's name again? Noddy Holder, that's the fella. Anyway, she took me back to her gaff in Pally Park, and after a night of what can only be described as horror, she made these for me the next morning. I only ate half of it, because when she disappeared onto the terrace for a woodbine, I legged it out of there and went home for a bath. So yeah, the eggs are coming along nicely here. I like to keep the yolk safe in an egg cup or something like that rather than put it back in the shell, because the sharp edges of the shell might break the yolk. And once we've got all of our egg yolks separated, we can put all our white in a bowl, and then we're going to whip it up nice and stiff. So get all your egg whites in a bowl, make sure there's no shell in there. And you can add a little bit of cream of tartar here, but if you've never heard of cream of tartar, just forget what I've just said there. And we're going to give these egg whites a proper good whipping now, but don't over whip them or they won't puff up in the oven. You want them to be stiff but not too dry. Great start to the day, this. This'll give you the energy, and I know this from personal experience, this'll give you the energy to catch a taxi that's in motion while doing a legger from a smoking middle-aged woman in a quilted dressing gown. That'd make a good tagline for any energy-giving food, to be honest. Can't see Ready Brek using it in the next advert, Come to think of it, do they even still make Ready Brek? Let's have a look here. Oh, yeah, they do, yeah. So now we're just going to get our bread, lightly toast this bread. Use normal sandwich bread here. Brown bread's best if you've heard of it. Don't use artisanal sourdough or any of that shite you've seen on Instagram. It needs to be proper sandwich bread. Texture will be all wrong otherwise. And you need to give it a good spread of butter. There's the old advert for Ready Brek. It was supposed to signify warmth or energy or whatever. She looked a bit like that when she was chasing me down the street, but her halo was more cigarette smoke than anything ethereal, to be honest. Anyway, enough of all that reminiscing. Let's get the egg whites on here, eh? You know, if you're a millennial, you could put a little bit of mashed avocado on this toast before you stick the egg whites on, if that doesn't trigger you, I have tried it, and it is pretty nectar. I'm only having a bit of a laugh and carry on with you millennials. To be honest, I don't understand all this intergenerational conflict. So you can see we're making a hole in our egg whites every time, and that's where the yolk's going to go. And don't forget to already have your oven preheated, 230 degrees Celsius fan setting. It needs to be pretty red as So we're dropping our yolks in now. Be very gentle here. Oh, not like Noddy Holder, she wasn't gentle. I've still got the mental scars. Physical ones have healed, mind. So let's take these over the top by sprinkling some parmesan on. And when that parmesan cooks in the oven, it's going to go all crispy, crunchy on top. Cheesy, cheesy cheese. Oh, it's all coming back to me now. Rita, she was called. Yeah, so now all our parmesan's sprinkled on there. These are ready for the oven. Now we're going to give them 8 minutes and 20 seconds here. Now that sounds a little bit random, but that's what works for me. You might have to do a little bit of experimenting with your own oven, but don't sue me for the cost of any eggs if this doesn't work out Practice and precision is the key here. So get them in your oven, and when they come out, they should look like this. Look at them. Oh, awesome. And as soon as they come out the oven, you want to split those yolks, because you don't want those yolks overcooking. They will continue to cook if you don't split them open. Split them in two. Rita nearly split me in two. I thought it was supposed to be the other way around. Breakfast of champions, this, with some bacon and beans here, and I'm going to put some hollandaise on there. Let's cut it open now. And then you can see that yolk is perfect. Look at that. They'll take your breath away, these, just like roseberry topping. Get 'em into your goiter. Cheers, Rita, and cheers, everybody. I'll see yous all next time, eh? See yous after. Ta-ra.